All right, 3, 2, 1, and welcome again to the Perry County Whitetails podcast, live podcast, coming from Meridian, Idaho, and Perry County, Pennsylvania, of course. We always got to have somebody in base camp there.
Yeah, not in the store.
No. Welcome to podcast number 3. Wait.
No, you're wrong.
Yep, I'm wrong. Podcast number 4.
That's right. We're going to skip 3.
Yep.
Just like Hoyt skipped the RX2 and the RX6, we're going to skip episode number 3 on our podcast.
All right.
Whoop-de-whoop. So, I think our last podcast, Frac, if I'm not mistaken, we were looking forward to a bountiful year of deer hunting.
Your prophetic words, I think, were fulfilled.
Yeah, I called that one, man.
Well, I think
how's the deer gonna go? I think it's gonna be a dud.
A dud. That's the exact wording that I was thinking of that had been uttered from your lips.
Yeah,
a dud.
Yep. And it lived up to all of its hype and potential.
Yes. And from following the channel, it seems to me you had a regular old wall hanger graveyard over there, huh?
Oh man, I'm telling you. Just nice buck after nice buck found dead.
From the looks of it, any of those would have made my wall. You know, I don't have high standards, but
yeah, I don't have real high standards either. Mostly because I usually shoot a scrub buck, but that 8-point I found on the second Saturday, I wouldn't have mounted him. I would have cut the horns out. But that we found on the last day of rifle season, that is a very unique rack. That was neat. I like that rack.
Yeah, I was checking that out on the video there. That little the brow tine does like a swirl or is like or something, right?
Yeah. It's bladed too.
Wow.
Like a bladed brow tine. The brow tine's really long on the, I guess it would have been his right side.
Right.
But that was a I never seen that buck, and I never seen the 8-point that we found on the second Saturday. It had a little unicorn point coming out of its forehead.
Wow.
Beside his left main beam. I never saw those on trail camera. I just saw that 9-point we found the first day that Hannah found.
Now, let me ask you something.
Trail cam. What?
When you did CSI Perry County, were those marginal shots, or what do you think happened there? I mean, how far do you think those deer could have traveled to die on your property?
Yeah, well, the one we found on the first day turned out to have been shot by the neighbor with his crossbow. He thinks he hit it in the liver. There wasn't any of the carcass left of that one, just bones when we found it. So it's kind of hard to tell on that one. The other two, the 8-point we found on the second Saturday, that one appeared to have a hole in its rear end. So I'm thinking that one got shot through the hams and probably ended up bleeding to death. I don't know if they got one of those big arteries or not. But and then the one that we found on the last day, I really couldn't see any holes in that. There was and I'm going to go back and look after it all is decomposed. But in the neck, see, the one ear was torn, and in the neck, there was like a hole in the neck, but it didn't look like a bullet hole. Almost looked like it was like a fighting injury.
Hmm.
So I don't know what really happened to that one.
Wow.
So I don't know. There was several comments on the YouTube channel about EHD and blue tongue, which is I guess EHD, and the other one, Omicron for deer. What do they call that? CWD.
Yeah. Yep. Now, do you believe that was created in a lab in Wuhan?
CWD?
Yeah.
No, no. I've heard those conspiracy theories before, but that's mostly from the vaccine hesitant that I hear those things. So anyway,
Well, do you think maybe we got ahead of ourselves a little bit? What was your bow season like? I think we had left off about the end of September,
yeah, yeah. It's been you know how life goes
I do.
when you work a full-time job and you have a wife and 7 kids, or however many kids you have.
Right.
Forget. Sometimes I think I have 8 kids, but I only have 7. Did you ever find
Are you
that?
sure you didn't? Well, I'm just kind of wondering, do you think you lost any along the way? Like maybe at a Walmart or...
No, because something happens or something gets broke, and I have 7 children that didn't do it, so there must be an 8th one around somewhere. But
Yeah. Yep.
so we had a couple of events take place around the farm that I had one in particular that I had no idea about, and that was the neighbor to the south of me. He had a large chunk of land, I don't know, 10, 12 acres that had been logged several years ago, and it was really thick in there, and it really held a lot of deer. And I have had a tree stand on our property just down from that, and I would always you would see deer coming off of there all the time. Well, this year, for some reason, I couldn't figure out why, but the deer were moving through there, but in a totally different pattern than normal. Well, here come to find out, he had brought a bulldozer in sometime during the summer and bulldozed out a big chunk of ground and planted a food plot up in there. So he took about 2/3 to 3/4 of the bedding cover and turned it into a food plot. So that really cut down on the amount of deer I was seeing this year, I believe, anyway. So it became less of a place that really held deer to kind of a place that the deer stopped over and stayed a little bit on their way through.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. What kind of crops did you have this year?
So I had corn and soybeans this year.
Did you notice less crop damage, or you just it was just hard to tell?
No, there was still just as much crop damage.
Oh,
but
gluttonous
it was
deer.
Yeah, it was still just as much. They don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I find about those food plots? I don't ever see deer just standing in them eating. I mean, I've planted food plots in the past, and maybe I just don't do it right, but I mean, the deer pass through and take a mouthful here and there. But I mean, I've never seen them just come out and just start feeding in it. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
Like you see on all these hunting shows where they have, their farm raised, genetically modified deer that look like a small cow.
Yeah, deer with etiquette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even watch them shows.
They are hard to watch. I will.
Yeah.
I got my start in the late '90s on some dreary deer hunting videos, but
Yeah.
They were a little less manufactured then.
Yeah. I mean, it's all hunting over these huge food plots with, several $1,000 box blinds and scent control systems. It's just, I don't know. Don't seem like hunting to me. I can't relate.
Yeah. But you could relate to somebody sitting in a tree stand freezing their butt off.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
me
did some
too.
of that this year. So this is the 6th of January, and it is
Oh
late.
no.
It is now late flintlock season, and there is snow falling in Perry County.
Oh boy.
And if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we will actually have some snow to hunt in on Saturday, which will be pretty sweet. I haven't got to hunt in the snow in quite a few years now.
Do you think you'll be donning the Pennsylvania tuxedo?
Absolutely, because it's supposed to be cold.
Nice.
I think Friday night into Saturday it's supposed to be in the low teens
Nice.
and maybe even a little windy. I think Friday tomorrow is supposed to be super windy when this storm front blows out. So yeah, Pennsylvania tuxedo, which that was camouflage back in the day.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Yeah, man. But it does work because it basically just breaks up your shape.
Yeah.
The old black and red plaid there.
Yeah, those things are pretty cool. And as far as I understand, now I've never owned one, but I mean those things will keep you warm too, right? It's wool.
Yeah, they're wool. Mine's made by Woolrich, which is
Nice.
was a Pennsylvania company also.
Nice.
But that coat is cool because it has slash pockets which go to the inside of your coat. It also has outside button pockets. It has button pockets on your either side of your chest, and it has a game bag pouch in the back that buttons
Oh
shut.
wow.
You can turn that. It has a really wide collar, which you can turn up if it's windy out, and there's a button and a short piece of plaid with a buttonhole in it that you can close that collar around you when it's windy. I'm gonna tell you what though, if you hunt in the rain with that, it will keep,
Oh man.
it will still keep you warm, but it is heavy because
Yeah.
it retains the water like nobody's business.
Yeah.
The hat actually does not match. It's not a Woolrich hat. It's made by somebody else, but it's so close you can't hardly tell the difference.
Right. Yeah. I never noticed the difference.
It has a little button right in the center of the forehead of the cap, and on that button is a guy on skis.
Man, I'm jealous. I not only do I not have a Pennsylvania tuxedo, but I can't go hunting on Saturday.
Yeah, you're all done, aren't you?
I'm done. Yeah.
So you got any gear that you want to plug right here? One of these pieces of gear that does not sponsor us, but we sponsor them.
Mm. You know, I am sort of a brand specific guy. I like my Kuiu camouflage and clothing, but I think the game changer this year was a pair of gaiters.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you had gators last year, didn't you?
I did, but they really they weren't breathable, so they made my feet a swamp, and they didn't stay up. But this year, those Kuiu Gators, man, they really kept everything out of my boot, kept my feet dry, and they're breathable. So
Huh.
that was probably, oh, and I mean, the RX-1, I mean, it just made all the difference. That too. You know, that bow is 1-for-1 with wild game in front of it.
Yeah, man.
So I'd like to keep that streak going, but
Yeah.
no mule deer really volunteered for the second shot there.
One shot, one kill
Yep.
on the old RX. You know, the guy I bought that off of, I sent him a picture. I said, hey, here's your bow. Here's your old bow. He was,
What
"Oh,
was
man."
what was the reply? Was it an oh man? That was it, right?
Yeah, but he congratulated it. But he was from
Yeah.
where's he from? He was right there somewhere close, wasn't he?
I think you told me that, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
he's
sure he
from
was right there
Idaho.
around Boise somewhere.
Hmm. Yeah, I hit the mule deer scene pretty hard there, with the rifle and the bow. But I caught a glimpse of a buck way up high one morning in this saddle. But I mean, by the time I saw antlers, he was gone.
Yeah.
So the
That
mule
sounds
deer hunting seems to be a whole new game.
yeah. That sounds like me. I caught a glimpse of I
Yeah.
saw 3 deer the entire PA rifle season. I saw 2 deer run a field as he was shooting at them, and I saw a little button buck on the last day. And then I went out for an hour on New Year's Eve, and my brother decided he was going to go out for the last hour also. And somehow, I don't know how he did it. I walk up. I thought, I'm going to stand up here at the top of the lane. I got up there. But, nah, maybe I'll walk down to the ladder stand. So I start heading that direction. I get about halfway there. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to walk down here to the bean square and stand, see if anything comes up the hollow. So I get down there and I cut across the oak flat so that nothing sees me coming, I get about halfway down across the oak flat and I hear this. I look over here. There's Kurt standing. He had the exact same thought I did. We both ended up at the same spot.
Mm.
So I walked down 40 yards. Here we had 7 doe come up across the neighbor's field, came across the fence row, came up into our field. They're probably 200 yards away. They looked like they were going to head up over the hill. And for some they turned, they came straight down to us. And Kurt got a shot at one at like 60 yards, but he didn't get it. But I'm sitting there 40 yards away with a bird's eye view of the whole scene, and I had no camera on me. I remember I looked at the camera on the stand as I was going out, and I thought, I don't feel like lugging that thing around. I could have had some awesome footage. 9.
You've seemed to have forgotten the golden rule at Perry County Whitetails.
What's that?
If it ain't on camera, you can't shoot.
Yeah, rule.
No, I think that's those other channels.
I thought our rule was if the camera ain't rolling, shoot as many times as possible.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, and remember as much as possible because you'll probably just be telling the story, obviously, instead of watching it. Oh boy, new year, huh?
Yeah, man. New year, same old me.
Yeah, what's the off season look like for you?
Oh man, I made a New Year's resolution this year. I
Shoot more
resolved,
deer?
no, I resolved to gain weight and eat more,
Wow.
and I think I can do it.
I know you well enough. I think you can too. I think you can too. You'll really, really just have to buckle down and focus, because you ate a lot last year. So, but I know you can do it. So,
I did something today I haven't done in, well, since before COVID hit.
uh-oh.
I stopped at a McDonald's and got a double
Wow.
quarter pounder,
Wow.
and it was just as terrible as I remember them.
Yeah. Did you have to finance it? I know
Dude,
things are getting pretty pricey.
well, I did get bacon on it, so it was a double quarter with bacon. It was like $12.96
Mm.
for a medium meal.
Yeah.
The fries were half cold. And I don't know, the burger, it didn't taste like burger to me. I mean, it tasted a little bit like earthworms and sawdust. But
The Incredible Burger, huh?
I
Think
don't know
they
where they
snuck
get
one
this.
in on you.
I don't know where they get this stuff that they call meat nowadays.
Hey, I thought this was a hunting podcast.
Yeah, I know, but I got sidetracked.
So what I want to know was it worth the deflated value of our dollar? What was it, 12?
Yeah, it was
12
like
something.
12.96 or something like that.
Wow.
But I did get an orange juice with it instead of a soda, so I think I reached myself a little bit there.
Wow. Wow. The sacrifice. The
Yeah.
sacrifice.
How about you, man? Any New Year's resolutions?
Any New Year's resolutions? Well,
Well, if you got
I
to think
think
about it, I'm pretty sure there isn't any.
that's true. I was about to say that's the first time I even thought about it. So no.
Oh, I don't think I've ever kept a resolution I made, so I quit making them.
Yeah. Not at
Yeah,
least for the whole year.
yeah. What in the world? I figured it up the other night. We were talking about weight gain and things of that nature. So I've been married for 15 years now, and I have gained a total of 45 pounds.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we average that out, it's only 3 pounds a year. So I
Oh,
mean,
that ain't bad.
that's not bad.
I think I might have gained about 5.
Since you've
And I
been married.
think I think I'm going on 7 years.
Yeah, see, yeah, but you're like a skinny person.
Yeah.
I'm naturally big boned.
This is going on 27 minutes. You think do you think we have any listeners left?
I'm sure somebody probably endured to the end. They read that verse over in Matthew. So that he that endures to the end, the same should be saved.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, thanks for listening. I will say that to whoever you are. Thanks. It's why
Yeah.
we do this. It's why we do this. Because somebody will endure till the 28-minute mark. Believe me, my wife stopped tuning in about 25 minutes ago. So. Our loyal listeners at Perry County Whitetails, we do appreciate you.
Yeah, we certainly do. Hey, but I do gotta say, I did a collab video with the Hunting Farmer.
Yes, I watched.
If everybody hasn't checked that out, they need to go check that out on a saddle hunting intervention on the Hunting
Yes.
Farmer channel there.
A much needed one, it looked like.
Yeah. You know what?
Headed for disaster.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I think the saddle is a a good option if you're like overweight like me, because let's face it, like if you want to go hike in somewhere, like me and you went and hiked into that state game land down there around Duncannon. I don't want to
Yep.
give away our spots, but
Yeah, no, don't do that.
oh yeah, it's nowhere close to Duncannon.
Yeah, it's on
Right.
the other side of Eastern Perry County.
Yes, the other side. Anyway, we literally hiked what, a quarter of a mile, maybe, and then
Back that road?
yeah, is that a quarter of a mile?
The
200
whole way
yards?
back to where we went?
Yeah,
No, that's a mile.
is it?
Yeah, back to where it turns into woods again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good mile.
No, I'm talking about down there where I just about had a asthmatarian passed out.
Oh. The super secret spot. Yes.
Yes.
I do. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking of the other trip we made to the not so secret other secret spot.
Yeah, anyway. We walked a couple hundred yards and I had, what was I carrying? I was carrying a stand, my backpack with my camera arm and my camera in it, and I had my bow in my hand.
Yeah.
And we tried to climb this little hill. Of course, we tried to climb it in the steepest part imaginable because it was dark.
In the dark, through briars.
Overweight and underworked, apparently.
Yeah, I thought I was going to lose you that day.
Yeah, I was getting clammy. It's never good when you get clammy.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, anyway, I'm thinking the saddle, because all you got to carry basically is sticks. So if you're going to hike in and you're fat and you don't get much exercise, pretty sure the saddle is a good option.
I agree. I think that this saddle is a great idea for mobile hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. But my whole problem with the thing was I didn't understand the rope system and how it was used. Like I watched videos on YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Then you go out to the tree and you're like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
I can't understand this. I can't figure it out. Some people
Did the hunting farmer clear all that up for you? Is there still some gray area?
No, he pretty much cleared it up. He pretty much he's a he knows how to teach, I guess you could say.
Right?
You know what I mean? You know how some people like they know everything but they can't teach you anything?
Yes.
Because you just can't get anything from them. Like he made things easy to understand, easily understood, I thought.
Yes, the hunting farmer is definitely a friend of Perry County Whitetails.
He sent it over to me. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna this is going live on Sunday, whatever. I just wanted you to have a preview of it or whatever." So I watched it. I emailed him back. I said, "Well, hopefully you don't lose too many subscribers." He's like, don't worry about that.
Yes, it seemed to me that in the video you almost had the temperament of you were preparing to have a root canal done. I don't know. You looked a little nervous for some reason.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to. Well, you know how I'm kind of, a goofball. Don't take much seriously. I didn't want to do that, and because it was his channel, you know what I mean.
So you held to like a strict collab etiquette.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin his channel for him, so I just behaved myself.
Yeah. So you apologize beforehand
Yeah,
that, hey,
yeah, something like that.
did you see that deer he got a picture of?
Yeah, man, that is
Wow.
a sweet buck. How long you think them G2s are?
Oh boy, I don't know. That was a nice deer.
Yeah, yeah. For the audience who just has no clue what we're talking about, the hunting farmer posted a couple pictures of a very nice 6-point buck to his Instagram. When did he post that? Yesterday or today?
Oh, I can't remember, but I know it sticks out to me because you don't see deer like that too often
Mm,
with those characteristics and all that.
yeah. Hey, how was your fishing trip, by the way? I didn't even hear that you were going on a fishing trip, so I saw pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was one of those I don't want to say once in a lifetime experiences, but my time is coming to an end here in Idaho, and Hell's Canyon is definitely a place to check out while you're in Idaho.
What the place where you were at, did you float down the river to that spot or like how did you get there? Because it
Yeah,
looked super wild.
we were in a jet boat. A friend of mine has a jet boat, and man, that thing was cool. It had a 350 in it. That thing, when he would tell it to go, it would lift up out of the water and skip along there like a rock,
Yeah.
skipping along the, you know what I mean,
What
along the
river
rapids.
that was a river, right?
Yeah, that's the Snake River.
Oh, okay. It's called Hell's Canyon. Why is it called that?
It is the deepest river gorge in North America, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the river's really deep there? Or
Yeah.
that's or the elevation is really low or what?
Well, we're talking from the top to the bottom of like the canyon,
Oh,
like
okay.
the rim that surrounds it. But yeah, it was you can't really navigate that river without a jet boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you going through whitewater and stuff or what?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll have to try to send you some video. I got some video where I'm literally bouncing in the seat. I can't even keep the phone up to record it. And that's how you kind of got to go through those rapids. You just got to be right on the surface of the water and fly through them.
Yeah. Did you catch
Yeah.
anything?
We caught several rainbow trout and a couple bass, but we were specifically in there fishing for steelhead.
They come in from
But
the ocean.
yep, they come up the rivers there, and um, there's a dam right close to there, and that's as far as they can get on the river, so they all kind of bottle up right there. I watched a guy catch one. He pulled this thing out. It was about 2 feet long,
Wow.
and I wasn't real into it until I saw that fish, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I do want to catch one of those." Yep. So
Did I
we
lose?
try.
There you are.
We we tried to. We gave it our all, but man, it it was cold that day, and you know how it is whenever you're fishing and it's cold, makes it
So you
difficult.
you say you saw somebody else you say you saw somebody else pull one out. Was it busy there? Like was there a lot of people on the river or what?
No, it was cold, and well, there were three guys fishing from the Oregon side of the river, and then us. And there were some charter jet boats that were floating down the river. You know, guys, 8 guys or 6 guys or whatever rent out a charter and go fishing. But
Yeah.
other than that, it wasn't that busy at all.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, steelhead
Good.
fishing's one of those things, man. You could really take a deep dive.
What do you mean?
Oh,
You mean
yeah, you could really get wrapped up in catching steelhead. The problem has been, I guess, more recently with all these reservoirs and damming up the river to produce power, all this clean energy,
yeah, all this clean
well,
up destroys the environment.
yeah, and then the salmon have trouble getting back up the rivers. So I know they already released a thing. The limit next year or this year, I guess it would be, is 1 steelhead per day, I guess, or whatever. But
I watched a little documentary thing. I think it was in the Columbia River, where they're trying to remove all of the dams from the river so they can allow the steelhead to get back to their spawning grounds and restore the pristine wilderness and all this junk. Is that something they're doing in Idaho, or are they going the other way?
Well, I would say they're leaning that way. I don't know about getting rid of dams, but they definitely have fish ladders and stuff. They try to get them up over the dam. So that part of Hell's Canyon there is infamous for sturgeon as well. The fishing game right where we were fishing recently did a study. They caught 3 10-footers.
Wow.
Do you know what a sturgeon is?
I do not.
It's one of those dinosaur-looking fish.
No.
Yeah, the guys hook into them and fight them for hours, and you're not even allowed to take them out of the water. You gotta like unhook and release them right then and there.
Yeah. Can't even get your picture took with them?
Well, yeah, you can do that, but they were saying, I was reading that article that they put out, they're saying them fish live to 100 years old.
Cool.
Yeah. So interesting. But yeah, that was my fishing trip. I think I'm going to take another one here in about March to try to catch some more steelhead. Well, to catch any steelhead. A little further north, I might make a weekend of it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're at 42 minutes, man.
Wow. That's a lot of hot air.
That's enough hot air to heat the White House.
We better just wrap it up on a good note. Are you there? Nope. So anyway, if you're still listening to Perry County Whitetails, it looks like Fric lost his connection there. Fric, are you there? Well, stay tuned, folks, because we'll have more content coming right up.